Dude, just how much psyoping can go on in one news cycle? There's so much like I don't know. I wasn't planning on talking about this stuff, but I just can't help it. This is the Objective Jerk. Thanks for hanging out. I did a podcast about me, I guess, just kind of talking about my New Year's stuff going on, and but I'm, you know, the I don't know it. I don't know what I don't know what to say. Like, there's so much crap going on. It's like mainstream news media and the three-letter agencies are more entertaining than late night television today. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's watching any of the late night shows anymore. They're all crashing. And the only reason people watch mainstream media is because it's hilarious and it's ridiculous. Um I don't even know. See, I guess I should take notes so I could know where to begin because I don't know where to begin. First of all, the DEI hires they got for the New Orleans FBI and their police chief. It's like, what? The woman who is the police chief for New Orleans, who's like old as crap. She's old. She was like a cop in California, or she was a chief. She got fired or something. She ran over some people, and it's like, what? I don't know. And then it's like, I remember watching the briefing from when the quote unquote terrorist attack, which I don't know if it's terrorist anymore, but anyway, the woman who was like the FBI agent in charge of that area has got like a nose ring and stuff. It's like, what? Why can't you be? I don't know. Like, the people that are in charge of anything today are just retarded. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. Dude, take out your nose ring. Or why are you even wearing a nose ring as an FBI agent unless you're like, you know, in deep cover or something? I don't know. Like, what is going on, man? It's funny because it's like you see, I don't know, I remember just hearing all this kind of stuff from my grandparents, about, oh my god, the kids today, like, this is acceptable. And, and I see it because you see how ridiculous things are now. And you're like, I mean, nose rings and all that kind of crap was around when I was younger. When you were in a professional setting, you didn't wear that crap, So it's like, I don't know, man. But anyway, listen, I guess I'll just start since I'm already talking about it. So, the New Orleans, I haven't really looked too much into it. I guess probably I should. But the thing that like is really weird for me is, or what makes it seem like it is a psyop. And for those who don't know, like, a psyop is like a made up situation by the government or somebody to make it look like this happened, like conspiracy theorists for actually, some people think that 9/11 was a psyop, that, yeah, a lot of people died, but not as many as reported, and it wasn't, things like that. Plus, tons of other things. The Oklahoma bombing, man. If you actually look into that, it is kind of crazy. Anyway, I mean, the situation itself is crazy, if you go by the narrative. But when you look into some of the details about stuff, it's like, the American government has been pulling psyops and doing dastardly things to influence and the American perception since it was created in 1776, I'm sure. And that's why you have people who wear the tinfoil hats and have bunkers underground and don't use cell phones and all that kind of crap. You know what I mean? But I think it's a little harder for the government to be successful with these because of the age we live in and because of social media and the internet and our smartphones and everything. Like, it's a double-edged sword, you know. They're able to track and do all these various things, but then people are also questioning and reporting and getting the word out, which is why the government's trying to control the internet. They're doing a bill trying to be like, oh, the Safe Child Act. They always name it some kind of thing like, you're going to save elderly act, you know, or just like some kind of thing. So we're like, oh, if you say no, you're a dirtbag. And they're just basically trying to control, you know, the information so people can't, you know, spoil all the psyoping done by the government. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, when the guy on New Year's, you know, he plowed his truck and shot some people, and it was like there was like a flag on his truck or some sort of emblem that was like terroristic in nature, and I don't know, like the police officers or whatever on scene were trying to cover it up, like with something. But I guess they're just trying to keep the investigate, because you know when you're doing an investigation, you can't just let all the information you know out. You know, you're trying to keep the blinders on a little bit from everyone else until you can figure out what's going on. So that whole thing is not really, I don't know, that doesn't, but whatever. And then just some of the other things is kind of weird, like the guy's like backstory and this and that. I mean, some of it kind of works, some of it doesn't. Again, he kind of seems like just like that guy that was like a recruiter for Ukraine that was going to shoot Trump at the golf range, you know? And, but the weirdest thing to me is like less than 2 days after the whole thing happened, there's like news crews going through his house. So basically, you know, FBI or whatever went through his house and collected stuff and collected evidence. And then they're like, okay, and then yeah, let's go through. You can let the news crew in. It's like, first of all, you don't even know all the stuff that's like showing, like, oh, look at this. The news lady's like, look at this. It's set up. It's not real. They're not going to leave half of that stuff that's there. And then the thing is, they're not going to let nobody go in there because you're always finding more and more information and more evidence regarding stuff. So the fact that they're like, oh, it's done, here you go, you can go in, shows that it's all bullshit. It's all fake. And it's like, yes, we want transparency. We want to, you know, what's going on, but this is not transparency. This is fake, you know? And a lot of people are just like, what the crap? You know, a lot of people are like me, but then there's so many people that just watch and like, oh, wow, okay. They just believe everything, man. And, but yeah, watch the newsreel of the lady going through his trailer and think to yourself, okay, this is like less than 2 days after. Like, if this was like a month later or something, maybe I could buy it. But this is all part of the PSYOP to push, oh, look at his Quran, look at this. They're trying to get people, just like it was, you know, that's why the Patriot Act was so easily pushed through Congress, because everybody wanted it, because they wanted all terrorists to be, you know, identified and this and that. So it's like, you know, now they're doing it for a different reason. Oh, look, he was Muslim. Oh, hey, look, you know, they got the war going on in Iran. You know, they're trying to do some stuff because the Democrats make money with war, and some Republicans too. And, you know, so it's like they're really trying to oh look, then it's gonna come back. He was, coached, or he was whatever by Iranian whatever. I don't know. More stuff's gonna come out, and all it is it's a psyop. It's fake. It's propaganda. It's to influence people. Because when people will see this stuff, normal people, and they believe it, and then they know their congressman or their senator is voting against something that contradicts it, they're gonna like send letters. No, we're your constituents. This is what we want. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's all just bullshit, dude. It's retarded. So yeah, so there's that, right? And then the Tesla one's even weirder though.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Like, now it's like this guy's girlfriend or ex-wife was like anti-Trump. All this stuff, people are like, oh, he was killed. And then the truck, because Teslas can drive them, you program them, and it has like this app. There's lots of little stuff, just like anything else. By itself, doesn't mean anything. But when you put all these little things that happened all at once, you're like, whoa, something ain't right. There's an app with the truck, and it was like, had some changing before and after, which makes you think that someone else did it, not this person. And, just the way that, this guy was a Green Beret, and he wants to blow up something, but he makes like a device that I could probably make. You know what I mean? Like, this guy with his experience and everything would know how to effectively cause some damage. Not the rinky dink, whatever. And yeah, the Tesla's stronger. Yeah, Teslas are strong, but if it was a legit explosive device, then it wouldn't have mattered, I mean, it maybe would have affected it differently than a normal car, but I think the Tesla was... So, some people are, the Tesla was used because of its the way, because it can drive and it would send a message or whatever. But like, okay, what's the message though that it's sending? Like, so when you think about, like, if you look at any of the possibilities of, like, okay, let's see, so he was killed, he was shot in a Desert Eagle too, though. Nobody has a Desert Eagle. He would have had a 45 SIG or something. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the Desert Eagle thing is weird. So, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a conundrum, but it's weird. So, when you just take all these little things, it's like, even people that don't even know this person, but just know his general whatever, be like, well, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. And then when you start reading and hearing about people that knew him pointing out weird stuff too, you're like, dude, this isn't right. There's something is strange. So then people are like, okay, somebody killed him because there was like a rifle in the Tesla that had no sights, no optics, no iron sights. Like, it's like a plant. You know what I mean? Oh, here, let's get this. Okay, let's stick it in there. So lots of weird things, right? And then, so if you're like, okay, so if he was murdered and tried to make it look like he was gonna blow up something, but they weren't actually trying to blow it up. It was just, what's the point of it? Like, what's the story? Like, what would be the point of somebody setting it up to happen as it did? Like, what would they gain? That soldiers don't like Trump, actually, you know? Does that, I don't know. Like, none of it really kind of, when you look at it, you're like, okay, maybe it was done, somebody did this, but then it's like, but why go through all that just to, like, none of it really just makes sense. Except the one I heard somebody bring up, and I was like, oh man, that kind of makes a little more sense, is the individual. So the individual was like retiring, and he was involved with like drones and military application of drones and all this stuff. And basically there's some information out there that, he's talking about like how these drones are kind of, it's getting a little dangerous that the drones can carry such a payload and fly right into the White House and, almost destroy it or a huge part of it, like easily. You know what I mean? I mean, that's probably a little bit of an exaggeration. I mean, the White House does have a lot of, but I don't know everything about drones. I don't know what, they're capable of. I mean, I know what the public mainly knows, but I don't really know. So who knows? but, so this guy was doing that, and he saw the potential threat or the problems that it could bring, and he was trying to be a whistleblower, but he didn't know how to do it. So this is how he did. It's like, the guy's actually not dead. The guy that's, being reported as the one, whatever, that he did the whole thing, that he was able to, set up the whole thing. Cause it's like, and somebody that knows what they're talking about or doing would be able to make it look the way it did. Like, what? Like, nothing makes sense, right? Because he's trying to get people to notice that. So then that people dive into what's his background, and then finding this information that he's trying to expose. You know what I mean? Which seems crazy. It does. But that's the only one that really kind of fits with what happened, I don't know. It's just weird. All this stuff going on like all at once, and you have, I don't know, man. It's like it's hard to really, again, it's like I try to like to not get in the rabbit hole. I like to stand on the edge of it and look into the rabbit hole. I don't like to jump in because it kind of does mess with my, I don't know. Like I think it makes me depressed sometimes. Because you just see I mean, it's good to like not be a sheep and to know that the government is not your parents, and they're not there to take care of you, and you know what I mean? They're there to the government is there to use the American people to use our workforce and military and soldiers and our tax money and all that kind of stuff to get what they want, to do what they want to do. And I can't think of the word right now, but the government's not there to take care of us. They're just there to use us. It's like the Matrix, we're the batteries and the government is the robots. That's, and it's always been that way. If you look back in history and some of the old conspiracy stuff and this and that, and some of the conspiracy stuff is a little crazy, but man, and I've always said that like massive conspiracy theorists, like they see a conspiracy in everything. But it's the same thing with like, the DEI people and they see racism in everything. They think everybody's racist. Oh, I didn't get this because I'm black, or I didn't whatever this and that. It's like, no, because you sucked, or, oh, it's because I'm a woman or this and that. It's like, does it happen? Yes, it does. People don't get hired because they're a woman or because they're gay or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, look at the old bad shit, crazy bitch that's in charge of New Orleans. It doesn't help. It's like, now is the time to be a woman, to be in charge of stuff and be successful, but they're hiring all the retards. There are smart, capable women out there that can do these jobs, but because they're conservative, they don't get hired, and they hire these dumbass freaking lesbian butches, old people, whatever, I don't know, that don't know what they're doing, and it just makes it worse. It's like, come on. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, it's just crazy. All I can say is don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. Don't even watch Fox, really. I mean, watch highlights, but I would suggest to you is to find someone who's way better than I am, but some kind of creator on YouTube or Rumble or whatever. You don't have to go to what's his name? Who's the guy that? I guess we have the same kind of facial hair. Damn it, what's his name? He's the one that was talking about the Sandy Hook and it was all fake, and then he got sued and lost. And what the hell's his name? Infowars. Anyway, that guy. You don't have to go to that guy. Okay, you don't have to go to the Daily Wire necessarily. There are tons of just normal people like myself, but there are much better and more hardworking that they kind of they'll watch the news for you. They watch all this stuff, and then they find the stuff, and they'll bring it to you and be like, check this out. What's this? Blah blah blah. This and that. That's what I would suggest to do. Unless you like watching it and you like diving through it and all that kind of stuff. I don't. I get annoyed. I can watch some stuff, on some of the left wing stuff, but some of the things they say just like hurts my brain. They're so stupid. So I can't watch it. So having people that will watch it and kind of check this out, and they're people that, I know where their loyalties or where their morals are and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I can take their word for it for the most part. Because some of their stuff is, ads. They get people to but they're not controlled by, big pharma or anything like that. They say whatever they want to say. So that's what I would suggest, man. Just follow some creative, find them. They're out there. It may take time to find ones that you feel good watching or can, and they're not always going to be right, or they may, kind of whatever, but at least you're getting the information and it's not, one-sided. It's not propaganda, so, because I don't watch Fox. I'll sometimes watch that one show that's like a night show. I can't think of his name either. I thought the other guy, the Infowars guy. Hey, man, what the hell is his name? Anyway, but yeah, so I would do that. And if you're like, well, if you want some suggestions, then email me or whatever, and I'll. But that's about it. I'm already at 24 minutes, so thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your time. Have a good one, and God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.